let Democrats run your state. The story this week is, of course, in the state of California. Accused serial cat killer was arrested in California. Officers served a search warrant at the suspect's home to arrest the man that the Santa Ana Police Department described as a serial cat killer. This is not the focus of my video. Rather, I'm more interested in the vigilante mob that formed outside of a home that they believe contained this alleged cat killer. Let's listen in.
A violent vigil Sunday in Santa Ana raising questions about safety. We saw activists break the same window where minutes earlier a young face had peered out.
Oh, let's party!
Some pushed their way onto the property. And look closely. This man is pepper spraying or macing the residents who are trying to close the gate. Then he does it again.
That's where he's at.
The activists targeted the home they believe to belong to a relative of accused cat serial killer Alejandro Oliveros Acosta. And the man who lives here says he has no idea where Oliveros is, adding the suspect is related to his brother-in-law, not him.
They're peaceful protesting. It wasn't so peaceful. They're scaring kids here. They're scaring the whole family, their kids. 7 kids in this house. 2 little babies, one with is autistic.
The resident who didn't want to be identified showed us the damage. Santa Ana police eventually moved in to disperse the crowd. Oliveros is accused of luring cats with food and stomping on them. And activists, some with pictures of their missing pets. Santa Ana police say they understand the emotions, but are urging the public to let the criminal courts deal with Oliveros. The police department issued this statement reading in part, while we support the community's right to peacefully assemble, the Santa Ana Police Department will not tolerate acts of violence, vandalism, or any threats to public safety. Any damage to life or property will have consequences, and those engaging in criminal behavior will be held accountable. Now back out here live. Santa Ana police did not make any arrests yesterday of the protesters, but they're urging any possible victims to come forward.
Okay, so let's review here what the violent mob did. Forget about the accused cat killer. He wasn't even at this house. And all of the headlines for this story talked about how the protesters had arrived at the wrong address. But even if this was the correct address for the accused person, the address had women and children inside. Why would this conduct by this mob be acceptable under any circumstances? Let's go ahead and review what they're doing here. So here, a small child peeked out of the window at this angry mob outside of their home. This poor child is terrified. Immediately after this child peeked out of the window, one of the people in the mob had seen that child and threw a rock right through that window in order to harm that child. Then we see these residents attempting to tear down the fence of this private property. Bear that in mind. Then this person here is spraying mace. They don't know if it's pepper spray. Spraying mace in at the homeowner. As the homeowner, watch this again. The homeowner is just attempting to lock his gate. He comes in there and starts spraying mace on the legal homeowner of this home.
They're peaceful protests.
So, as the homeowner explains, he has 7 children in this house. Should your children be subjected to a mob attacking them? Well, this is the state of California, with among the most restrictive gun laws in any of the 50 states of our country. So this homeowner had no legal means to defend his family, his women, his children from an angry, violent mob smashing the windows and trying to mace him and storm his property. Alright, now here's the part I want to show you.
Santa Ana police eventually moved in to disperse the crowd. Oliveros is accused of...
So there's a massive police presence at the end of the street, and they did absolutely nothing to protect the children of this house, to protect the homeowner of this house, or any of the women of this house. You see, the police departments in California have so many restrictions on their ability to enforce the law that they literally have no ability to protect you in your own home. They had to sit here at the end of the street and just watch the protesters attempt to storm this house, throwing rocks into the windows and trying to break through the fence out here. This is crazy. We support the community's right to peacefully assemble. We will not tolerate any acts of violence. But then the reporter notes here,
Santa Ana police did not make any arrests yesterday of the protesters, but they're urging any possible victims to come forward.
that nobody was arrested for attacking this house. Imagine if you were this homeowner. You pay property taxes, you pay a river of taxes to live in California. And all that money you spend on the police department, and they have not only no authority to protect you and your family, but they'll arrest you if you dare defend your family against a violent mob. That's what this homeowner faced. So he just had to cower in fear and hope that the mob would show mercy on his children after breaking the windows and trying to smash their way onto his property. That's no way to defend your family. The only lesson I can give you here is you should never, ever allow the Democratic Party to run your state, or you and your family will be completely defenseless. Pray that this does not happen to your state, your city, your county, or your town. Thank you.